Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn what Azure Virtual Network Peering is, and then we are going to see how you can configure that on Azure. So let's get started. Now I am in Microsoft Azure official documentation page for Virtual Network Peering. As it says here, with Virtual Network Peering, you can seamlessly connect two or more virtual networks on Azure. And the traffic between these virtual machines in peered virtual networks is traveled through Microsoft Backbone infrastructure. And there are mainly two types of peering: virtual network peering and global virtual network peering. In virtual network peering, you are connecting basically two virtual networks that are within the same Azure region. But when it comes to global network peering, we are connecting two virtual networks across two regions. If you come here to this page, there are a few things that you can learn, such as the limitations of global virtual network peering and things like that. So let me go back to what we are going to do today. So here, as you can see, we are going to deploy two virtual networks in two Azure regions, one in Southeast Asia and one in West US. And then I'm going to install Apache Server on West US region virtual machine. And then I'm going to enable global peering between these two virtual networks. And then I'm going to show you how you can access the web server that I have deployed in West US region. Now, to deploy the architecture that I have shown you, I have written a script here. As you can see, I have declared some variables: the resource group name and the location and the VNet infra information and things like that. And the first thing that I'm going to do is create a resource group. And the next thing is I'm creating a virtual network in Southeast Asia region, and I'm creating two VMs in Southeast Asia region, and after that I am going to West US region. And here as well, I'm creating another virtual network and a subnet and a VM, and after that I'm going to install Apache on West US virtual machine. Now let me copy the commands, the scripts that I have written here, and then I'm going to open up my PowerShell window like this, and then I'm going to paste it here. As you can see, the resources are getting created now. Alright, all the resources just got created, and I will link this script down below if you want to try this out. And now let me go to my Azure portal, and as you can see, I have just created this resource group with my script. And if I go in, you'll be able to see that all the resources are in here. Some of those resources are in Southeast Asia and some of those are in West US. Let me group by type. Yeah, as you can see, here we have 3 VMs and 2 virtual networks and few public IPs and all the other resources as well. Let me show you the summary view, and as you can see, we have some resources in West US and some resources in Southeast Asia as well. And now if I go to resource visualizer, and as you can see, we have 2 virtual network and they're not connected at all, they are in separate regions. Now let me go to these virtual machines and connect to 2 of them. Let me group by type and go into this VM, and that is in Southeast Asia, and copy this IP address, and I'm going to open my command prompt and I'm going to SSH into it. Alright, I'm in. And then I'm going to SSH into the other region as well. Let me go to Azure portal again and to this virtual machine that is in West US, and I'm going to copy that, going back, and then alright, now I have logged into these 2 regions. And the next thing that I'm going to do is install the Apache web server. So for that, let me log in as root, and then I'm going to paste these commands: apt-get install. Alright, now our web server is ready. Let me add this text to my HTML page that is in my web server, and then let me get the IP address of this VM, as you can see, and that is this thing here. And I'm going back to Southeast Asia virtual machine, and let me curl it from here. As you can see, I'm not getting anything because these virtual networks are not peered yet. Now let me go to Azure portal and configure virtual network peering now. As you can see, I'm in my resource group and I'm going to click on this virtual network that is in Southeast Asia, and then I'm going into peerings here, and then I'm going to click add. I am going to name this peering SCA, and then I'm going to keep all these things as default. Now let me give a name to this one as well. I'm going to call it peering West US, and this will create two peerings, one from Southeast Asia to West US and one from West US to Southeast Asia. Now let me select the virtual network. The subscription is this, and the virtual network is West US because I'm currently in Southeast Asia, and then I'm going to click add, and this is in updating state now. This will be connected within few seconds if you click refresh few times here. As you can see, now it's connected. Let me go to my command prompt again and let me try this now. As you can see, I'm getting this message from West US region. Let me do a ping to that as well. Alright, the ping is working. Now if I get the IP address of this machine, and that is 10.0.0.4, and I'm going to ping that from West US as well. Alright, the two-way communication is working now. Now if I go back to my Azure portal and resource visualizer, you'll be able to see the virtual network peering is active. As you can see, this is the virtual network in Southeast Asia, and this is the virtual network in West US, and this peering is represented like this. Hope you learned something new today. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave down below. And if you want to be updated with what I'm doing, you can subscribe to my channel as well. And thanks for watching.